The Utah Trail is brought to you by the Utah Powersport Dealers Association, a professional organization supporting your right to ride. When you buy, look for this emblem.
They risk their lives to save ours. Today on the Utah Trail, we'll travel the backcountry with some cross-country forecasters who ski into areas too dangerous to snowmobile to keep us informed about the dangers in the hills. Then reviewer Rob Lewis gets a grip on two new off-highway beauties to see what stuff they're made of in our off-road tests. Plus safety tips and new toys for the boys from Mike and Allison Osteen. Good morning and welcome to scenic southern Utah. We're near Cedar City at the Three Peaks Recreation Area. As you can see behind me, the city of Cedar City is off in the distance. We're several 10, 15 miles to the west-northwest of Cedar City, and you can see the Color Country Four-Wheel Club climbing and rock crawling, which is exactly what we're going to be doing here in just a little bit. This is a neat little area. It's certainly not like Moab, but it has some rocks that are very difficult to crawl over. Not quite as difficult to crawl over, though. We have some scenic sand dunes. We call them the coral pink sand dunes.
The coral pink sand dunes rest peacefully deep within scenic southern Utah, near the Arizona border. The region hosts four-season fun for both family and friends. For Ken and Chris Morgan, it's a different way to escape the big city life and enjoy a weekend on one of nature's most incredible sets of sand dunes.
You get out of the city, you come out, and me, personally, I get on the bike and I forget about everything. Well, I found that once I get on the bike and start it up, the adrenaline starts flowing, I forget about everything.
The coral pink sand dunes provide an extraordinary way to let it all hang out. ATV enthusiasts flock here in much larger numbers in the spring, summer, and fall, but in that off-season, when the forecast is right, there is still ample sun to rejuvenate the mind, the body, the soul.
First pulled in, caught a little glimpse of the sand, the heart started racing a little bit, coming a little further, didn't see much of the sand, but 100 yards away, you got as much sand as you want to ride on. Yeah, I like the mountains around here. The flat-top mountains with the orange rock and the sand. I was saying today that it reminds me of brown sugar.
Ken has been riding most of his adult life. His wife, Chris, however, is fairly new to the sport.
My husband got me into it. He used to leave me home when he'd go riding, and I got mad, so he finally got me a bike.
Chris is taken to the sport like a duck to water, or should that be a gecko to the sand? She's so immersed in the industry that she now works in the industry for a dealership called Vesco's in Brigham City. Passion begets career. From her vantage point, girls on bikes are not out of place at all. In fact, the manufacturers have made it as easy as, well, driving an automatic transmission car.
A lot of women don't like shifting, and the industries have now made fully automatic ATVs. So it's gotten a lot of people, women and older people as well, who can't walk and who can't shift because of physical problems. So the automatics have done a really good job for that.
Coral Pink has been attracting people of all ages for many years. Long before ATVs, families flocked here on dune buggies made from old Volkswagens to challenge the slopes of the Great Pink Dunes.
We get a lot of people that have been coming here for years. This park was formed, the actual state park was formed in 1964. And we had a lot of ATV use before that. And so a lot of the old timers, as they might call themselves, have been coming here for years and years and years. And now their families and their younger kids are coming here. So we get a lot of those people that come out.
Regardless of your age, ability, or mode of transportation, our friends all agree on one key point, that you can't leave safety behind when you come to the dunes.
It's a unique experience. We want everybody to come out here to have fun, but we want to promote safety.
We don't ride without our helmets ever. Even if we're just going around the loop to the bathroom, we wear our helmets.
There are a lot of rules out here, but we want everybody to have fun, but to be safe. So that's why we do have the rules. A couple of the major rules are we follow the Utah state law as far as anybody under 18 has to wear a helmet. Any vehicle, whether it be a dune buggy or a ATV or OHV or motorbike, has to have a safety flag.
As the sun drops to the west, it assumes the same shade as the rosy sand of the park, signaling that another perfect day in paradise again has come and gone. Ken, Chris, and friends love to watch the sunset creep into the mountains beyond. And the riders all agree the excitement is what lures them, but the serenity and surroundings is what makes them linger.
I like to just go out in the sand and shut the bike off sometimes and just listen.
And soon, a full moon appears, transforming the glowing pink desert into subdued shades of plum, heralding a peaceful night. Beneath the exquisite calm, both nature and man anxiously await a new day of riding to begin.
Now, for more information on the coral pink sand dunes, head to our website at utahtrail.net. Again, we're at a beautiful location here to the northwest of Cedar City. The rock crawlers are about ready to do their thing. We're going to jump in and go with them. But first of all, we're going to go to a commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to have a product review.
Catch the spirit that conquered the West on a Honda bike or ATV. When you hit the trail, make sure you saddle up on a Honda from Carbon Emery Motorsports along Route 6 in Helper. Carbon Emery Honda, home of the helpful people in Helper.
In 5 billion years, Earth has never seen anything like it. The Honda Rubicon. 500 cc's of extraordinary power and the most advanced automatic ATV transmission to ever run the planet, the Honda-matic. When you're the best on Earth, Earth is your only competition.
See the full line of Honda bikes and ATVs at Monarch, Utah County's only family-owned and operated dealership, 350 West, 800 North in Orem. Got Honda? For the complete line of Honda motorcycles and ATVs, come to Stedman's, Utah's #1 Honda dealer, 916 North Main in Tooele. The environment is a fragile place. Remember, when you leave the trail, you take their lives into your hands. Protect your privilege. Stay on the trail. This has been an environmental reminder from these partners of the Utah State Natural Resources Coordinating Council.
Just how quick and agile is the Kodiak Bear? It ran away with ATV of the Year. The Kodiak Automatic 4x4 from Yamaha. Now, the ATV that lets you switch from 2 to 4-wheel drive with the push of a button is ATV Magazine's ATV of the Year.
Welcome back to Iron County near Cedar City. This is the Three Peaks Recreation Area, and this, if you didn't know, I'm sure you did, is a Jeep Cherokee. It's a 1995, and boy, I'll tell you what, Troy Bailey back here, wave to us, Troy. He fixed this thing up. It goes. I mean, it crawls over the rocks. And Troy tells me that one of the reasons he got into rock crawling and into four-wheeling is that it's a family sport. He can go with his wife and family and enjoy the out-of-doors, much like the Three Peaks Recreation Area here. This is an area that has been put together by the BLM and Iron County, and the Color Country four-wheelers have gotten together and they cleaned this place up and made it into a real neat rock crawling experience. Talk about another experience. We need to check out some product review, and Rob Lewis is going to do it for us.
Hello, welcome to our first off-road review today. I'm Rob Lewis. We're going to take a look at Honda's XR650L. This is a multi-purpose bike. This is made for the dirt, also equally at home on the street. Leaning a little bit towards the street side of it, it is equipped with turn signals, and up on the instrumentation, it does have an indicator to tell you when the turn signal is on. Look at this parachute bag. Well, at least we all thought it was a parachute bag. With 650 cc's, we might need one. But no, this is a toolkit. Nice, easy access, keeps your tools nice and out of the way. And on the XR650, for the daring at heart, it is set up with buddy pegs, so you can take your partner along the way. Let's kick this thing, wait, we can use electric start. Let's start this thing and take it for a ride.
Here we go.
Let's not mince words here. A dual sport bike will give you access to both worlds of transportation, but not the best of both worlds. But for a bike that has compromise built in, not added on, this beefy 650 does a pretty good job. If you were thinking that this is a bike that you can take and ride to the motocross track and enter the race, you're going to be a stiff, poor puppy at the end of the second lap. The chassis weight that makes it a bit cumbersome in the jumps makes it smooth and stable on the road, yet is built with enough travel in the suspension to get you through some of the pretty tough trails, as long as you're not trying to do it at full throttle. If you're looking for a well-rounded, dual sport bike that is serious enough to be your driver, check out the Honda 650L. We got ours from a dealer just down the street from our Carbon County OHV track. Our next review, we're going to take a look at Yamaha's Kodiak 4x4. This is powered by a 400cc 4-stroke and is coupled with a fully automatic transmission. For all you off-road executives, Yamaha's got a 12-volt power output supply. That'll give you power for your laptop computer, your cell phone, your fax machine. But hey, don't bring any of that stuff out where I want to play. A nice feature is the on-demand 4-wheel drive system. You can go from 2-wheel drive to 4-wheel drive, just simply push a button. You push it in for 4-wheel drive, push it again for 2-wheel drive. It's as easy as that. And simple, but sweet. I got to tell you, not many models out there have a fuel gauge, but when you're out in the backcountry, it's always nice to know how much fuel you have available. Let's also take a look at the front end on this machine. With full A-arm protection, full undercarriage protection, all of the off-road executives, they can do all the boulder bashing they want. But I want to take this thing out into some terrain that this Kodiak Bear is going to be a little bit more familiar in. While there are other 4-wheel drive units that outshine the Kodiak in one particular aspect, the Kodiak shines with generally high marks in all areas. Perhaps most noticeable is the power-to-weight ratio of the muscular little bear. At 400 cc's of engine power, it could outblast most of the other 500s in our test course. Now, I've got to be honest, outblast all of them. The Kodiak is quite nimble, due mostly to the lower than average center of gravity, accentuated even more by the tight turning radius afforded by the small chassis size. Another characteristic of the Kodiak that cannot be overlooked is the grasp of the engine on the downslope. It has extraordinary hold power. Even if you were to compare it to a manual transmission, let go of the throttle and I swear it'll come to a complete stop all by itself. There are many other things that I could point out about this unit, but I've only got 5 minutes of this half hour and would simply run out of time. So better yet, why not take the drive down to Big Pine Motorsports and ask them to go over the list with you. It'll be a day well spent.
Thanks a lot, Rob. Good information. And if you'd like more information on Color Country four-wheelers, you can head to our website at utahtrail.net and find out more about this location, which is called Three Peaks Recreation Area. And of course, you look just to the front of us, this is quite the little rock. That's what the locals call butt scratcher. We're going to see if we can get over it here in just a moment. But first of all, we have to take a break. And then when we come back, it's time to check out Rocket Rick. And it looks like Mike and Allison have something that may alarm us with alarms. Let's see if we can get over this butt scratcher. Here we go.
5 billion years, Earth has never seen anything like it. The Honda Rubicon. 500 cc's of extraordinary power and the most advanced automatic ATV transmission to ever run the planet, the Honda-matic. When you're the best on Earth, Earth is your only competition.
See the full line of Honda bikes and ATVs at Monarch, Utah County's only family-owned and operated dealership, 350 West, 800 North in Orem.
Just how quick and agile is the Kodiak Bear? It ran away with ATV of the Year. The Kodiak Automatic 4x4 with push-button in and out four-wheel drive. ATV Magazine's ATV of the Year. Now, get any Yamaha ATV for just $1 a day during the Yamaha Dollar a Day sales event. But hurry, offer ends soon.
Come to Vesco's, Utah's only Big Four dealer. Exit 364 at the mouth of Sardine Canyon.
Got Honda? For the complete line of Honda motorcycles and ATVs, come to Stedman's, Utah's #1 Honda dealer, 916 North Main in Tooele.
Whether you're sailing down the highway, rolling along the dusty trail bound for adventure, or just making a statement, make sure you do it on a Yamaha from Carbon Emery Motorsports. Make this short trip to Helper and help yourself to great savings on the full line of Yamaha bikes and ATVs at Carbon Emery Motorsports, Route 6 in Helper.
Hi everybody, welcome to Power Gear. This is the part of the show where we talk about new and exciting accessories for your motorcycle, ATVs, and snowmobiles. I'm Mike Osteen.
And I'm Allison Osteen. Today we're going to talk about rider-to-rider communication. And talking about communication, here's the talk about. It's a personal frequency radio that offers 38 privacy codes and 14 channels. The talk about offers an accessory that you can plug right into it. It has 2 earphones, and then voice activation makes it hands-free.
And if you want to take the hands-free communication to the next level, you can get a unit like this. This one hard mounts right to the helmet. Your microphone and earphones mount inside of the helmet, so it's totally hands-free. You can talk to your friends while you're riding.
Or else yell, "Honey, I've wrecked."
Yeah, come back and get me. Or tell them where you turned at the last turn. This is really fun, too, because you can also listen to music while you're riding, and the voice-activated microphone will override the music, so you can still talk to your friends while you're riding.
Well, we're almost out of time for this week, but we'll be in touch next week with more great accessories for your toys.
Be sure you stay tuned for Rocket Rick Behind the Handlebars next. Thanks. Imagine yourself halfway up a hill and you're not going to make it. Well, we're going to talk about turning around and how to get back down safely. When the bike stops on the hill, leave the bike in gear, step off on the uphill side of the bike, squeeze the clutch in, back the bike parallel to the hillside. By twisting your handlebars, you can work the front end towards the downslope. Then you can either get on the bike and ride it down at that point or walk it. When you get stuck on a hill with an ATV, the procedure is almost the same as a bike. What you want to do is you want to set the park brake, get off on the uphill side, take the park brake off, back the bike parallel to the hill, set the park brake, work the handlebars to get the front end around. Staying on the uphill side of the ATV, you get back on it, point your wheels down the hill, take the park brake off and ride down. I hope these tips will help you when you find you can't make it to the top. This is Rocket Rick, and we'll see you next week.
Just how quick and agile is the Kodiak Bear? It ran away with ATV of the Year, the Kodiak Automatic 4x4 from Yamaha. Now, the ATV that lets you switch from 2 to 4-wheel drive with the push of a button is ATV Magazine's ATV of the Year.
Whether you're sailing down the highway, rolling along the dusty trail bound for adventure, or just making a statement, make sure you do it on a Yamaha from Carbon Emery Motorsports. Make this short trip to Helper and help yourself to great savings on the full line of Yamaha bikes and ATVs at Carbon Emery Motorsports, Route 6 in Helper.
Make a fashion statement. Wear proper protective gear when you ride. After all, beauty is only skin deep. This has been a public safety message from the Utah Division of Parks and their NRCC partners.
Got Honda? For the complete line of Honda motorcycles and ATVs, come to Stedman's, Utah's #1 Honda dealer, 916 North Main in Tooele.
In 5 billion years, Earth has never seen anything like it. The Honda Rubicon. 500 cc's of extraordinary power and the most advanced automatic ATV transmission to ever run the planet, the Honda-matic. When you're the best on Earth, Earth is your only competition.
See the full line of Honda bikes and ATVs at Monarch, Utah County's only family-owned and operated dealership, 350 West, 800 North in Orem.
Nestled in the heart of the La Salle Mountains, just miles away from Schofield Reservoir and Electric Lake in central Utah, lies Fairview Canyon. Despite the visibility, daybreak brings outdoor enthusiasts to these slopes to do what they love to do best: play in the best snowpack in America. But playing in the pack, as Greg Gordon and Eric Trenbeth from the Utah Avalanche Center know, requires the ability to play safely, especially in avalanche territory.
Snowmobilers are the user group currently experiencing the highest fatality rate due to avalanche incidences. The machines are getting so much more powerful these days, they're getting into avalanche terrain, and that's where the problem starts. The more weight that you put on the slope, the more danger there is of triggering an avalanche.
Probably the biggest thing that we see with avalanche incidents with snowmobilers is that one guy goes up in high marks and gets stuck, and so we head up there and park our machine and start to help to dig out these multiple or added weight on the snowpack.
Eric and Craig work full-time to keep Utah's winter revelers informed and educated on tips that will help them stay safe from avalanche danger.
Number one thing that's going to keep your best chance for survival or being recovered is an avalanche beacon.
You want to know how to locate a beacon, you want to know how to utilize the probe for probing and finding the person. We have to be well rehearsed in our rescue techniques.
To prevent bad situations from happening, these cool Arctic cats test snow from the Manti Skyline region and Spanish Fork Canyon to northern Utah and the Wasatch Mountains. Regardless of the terrain, weather, or snowpack, Eric and Craig test all of these elements on a daily basis. Digging a pit to evaluate the snow is just one of a variety of tests used in avalanche forecasting.
I'll just get our little carpenter's ruler out. And our notebook. Total snow here is about 62 inches.
We also have this handy device, the LifeLink slope meter, and it's got a little gauge on it. 30 to 32 degree slope. This is about the steepness that you start worrying about avalanches.
We start to run our hands down the snow pit and try to define these areas. This is the history of our winter right here.
If a piece of snow were to break off and slide out, that would be a red flag.
The snow feels pretty darn strong to me. This thing's rock hard. I think we can feel good about this slope.
There are hundreds of acres of open terrain from the Skyline Drive area to Miller Flat Trailhead, and Craig and Eric are willing to pass their knowledge and experience along so that being outdoors can be enjoyable and safe for everyone.
Why do we like it? Avalanches are a fascinating thing, and just like the snowmobilers out here and other backcountry recreation users, you like to be out in the elements, you like to be outdoors. Snow's a fun medium to play on. And then we go out and play in the snow. Know a little something about avalanches before you go. Kind of the slogan of our program is know before you go.
From the trailhead, this is Anna Maydon.
Forecasting avalanches in the backcountry is not an easy thing to do. Just remember though, when you go to the backcountry, make sure you get that forecast before you head out and make sure you're prepared. We're prepared for next week's show, so let me show you what's coming up. Next week on the Utah Trail, we'll come to the rescue when duty calls. We'll go out on maneuvers with the Tooele County Sheriff's Search and Rescue to learn how they use ATVs to save lives. Then Rob Lewis tests it both ways, from 2 wheels and from 4 wheels on our off-road test, and more practical tips on how to protect our world from Rocket Rick. Looks like next week's show is going to be a great show, and we've had a lot of fun this week as well, and we want to thank the Cedar City Color Country Four-Wheelers. And if you want to find out more about them or about this location, you can go to our website at utahtrail.net. Hopefully we'll see you again next week, of course, unless we meet before then along the Utah Trail.